Joe, how you doing? You all right?
Mate, I'm okay. I'm good.
Good, man.
Doing well.
Good.
What
good.
about you, mate? What you been up to?
Oh, I'm blessed. Got my nice
wow.
coffee here. Yep.
Dude, that's a lot of coffee, man.
Do you know what? It's so true. The thing is, I don't even need it, but I just love coffee. So I'm ploughing through like 2 or 3 of these a day. I know, it's huge. I know. Mate, no wonder I'm in here like bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, literally. But everyone always asks you, like, oh, Ken, how do you keep the energy? And you're like, show them the coffee.
Mate, people are always suspicious. I think Dan and I are having a conversation about this because Dan was editing my video for YouTube on Sunday. And he's like, people just again going to be like, Ken, what are you on? And like, I'm just not on anything, dudes. This is just me. I'm just a nutter. But how's your week been anyway? Has it been all right?
Yeah, pretty chill. What I've been doing, not really that much. Like, market's been interesting. Been to the gym a couple of times. Like, yeah, it's been
nice.
Pretty normal, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, same really. Same. Just
yeah, nice.
Just nothing extravagant as such this week to really note. But yeah, I mean, let's just jump straight into the markets, my broski. What have we had? Yeah. I am somewhat surprised. Okay, so. Man, this week in general we've seen a lack of commitment. Markets seemingly afraid to commit. We've had moves. 1 minute we're looking like a lot of dollar weakness. Then the dollar's like bouncing again. And now obviously at the back end of this week, as we speak at the moment, the dollar's under pressure.
Yeah.
Man, what's the story?
Yeah, I mean, I think the overarching story definitely for the dollar is just the fact that like risk appetite is quite solid this week. We had that little blip. What was it? Was it Tuesday or Wednesday night? I can't remember, when Trump sent that tweet.
Yeah, that was Tuesday evening. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. So we had that blip where he said that he'd halted stimulus talks, and everyone went, But the thing is, it looks like stimulus talks never really stopped. Now they're just talking about all these mini deals. So market's still looking like they're going to get the stimulus they want. And to be honest, like, Trump's looking at the polling, Trump's probably going to lose. And the Democrats, they're going to spend so much money on the economy. So market's definitely going to get stimulus, aren't they? I think that's also been a realization this week, which has helped risk appetite and been bad for the dollar.
Agreed. You know what? I agree with you on that front. Just quickly, I just want to, a couple of things. Just go back to your first point. Obviously, we had Trump obviously spooked the markets a little bit. I think, so right at the start of the week, remember we had Trump being discharged, remember, from hospital? So obviously he had COVID. Dude, let's just quickly speak about this a minute. Okay, that was risk on when he got discharged and everyone knew he was okay. But let's speak about this a minute. What strange timing.
I know.
Come on.
I know. So many people have been saying that. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he did fake it. Yeah,
but I mean, the only thing that my argument against that is, can he really get away with, faking it? Can he? Wouldn't that come out some way or another? No?
I reckon you can, because you don't need that many people to keep it a secret. Do you know what I mean? True. You just need like one doctor to lie, or like just, like when you could swap some tests, like you could swap one blood sample for another. I don't know how they do the test, to be honest, but like swap a test sample, just one lying doctor. You know what I mean? It's a conspiracy. You don't really need that many people in on it. So it definitely could happen.
Yeah. Do you know what? There's the possibilities right up there. It's just, man, if timing couldn't be more perfect for him, the fact that he lost, the first debate pretty much according to debate watchers, know, and then like for me, this is how it seems. This is how I see it. If we go down the conspiracy route, obviously Trump lost that, and then he wants to obviously he's contracted COVID, trying to look like some sort of champion by trialing all these drugs. Because remember, they were trialing all sorts on him, and then it boosted stocks like some of these pharma stocks. And then Trump's healed. He comes out like a champion, removes his mask. Yeah. Like, it's just, man, this guy's an actor. It's an actor.
Yeah, mate. 100%, and it completely changes the conversation from him like doing so badly in that first debate. And also, bro, do you remember when Boris Johnson had coronavirus and his approval rating went up by like 10%, like when he had it? So it made me looked at Boris Johnson, his experience, and they were like, "You need some of that, Trump."
True, but Boris like generally was on his deathbed. You know, Trump
Yeah,
wasn't.
no, he was.
I mean, we didn't. Mate, Boris had it for like two weeks, like that's as expected. But Trump, like, how this guy can miraculously be fine, I don't know. Maybe, dude, maybe that all that the stuff that they were testing really works. You know, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You know, who knows? But anyway,
hopefully, if you're being optimistic.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, markets liked it, so you know, it's helped calm some uncertainty that could have been around the election. So. And let me just go on your point, because you were saying about obviously Joe Biden and Democrats looking to spend. One thing as well, just an interesting concept here. I don't know if you thought about it, but at the end of the day, Trump, I think on Wednesday, he said about, look, in his second term, he's still going to be pursuing tariffs on China. So, you know, more that's obviously risk off, that's safe haven flows. But Joe Biden, on the other hand, may look to try and better relations and not really pursue tariffs like Trump did. So again, risk on.
Yeah, dude, that's a really good point, actually, because, like, do you remember a couple of weeks ago, and definitely a couple of months ago, I think, like, the consensus view was that Biden was bad for stocks and Trump was good for stocks.
Exactly.
But yeah, like what you just said, Trump's going to be tough on China, even more tough on China. He's just told us that. Biden sounding like he's going to be spending a lot more money on the economy. So it's almost like it's reversed now, isn't it? So
I
like
know.
like the wider the Biden lead gets, potentially the better for stocks.
Yeah.
And the worse for dollar.
Yeah, it just seems like that. It's just weird how it's just changed. Because it's so annoying because earlier in this week, I did a bloody presentation on, a webinar, how to trade the US elections. And I basically said what initially before, you know, what markets were expecting. Joe Biden's going to be bad for stocks. Because we saw it. You know, when Joe Biden won that first debate, when he's seen as one, its stocks sold off and a dollar rallied. Yeah. So now it's just seemingly switching now. It's strange. But So obviously we've had all that. The thing is as well, sugar. What else have we had this week? I think that's pretty much it on the election front.
Yeah. What do we have? We had like RBA and Aussie. That was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah. So RBA made sense, right? They didn't do anything. So AUD actually spiked, and then we started selling off a little bit because they had a dovish tone, didn't they? Gearing the markets up for some more action. Are we going to see that next month in November? Do you reckon?
I reckon, yeah. I mean, all the Aussie banks like Westpac and stuff, they're all calling for it. They usually get it right, so I think we will. But you know, it's weird actually, dude. I've been looking at the performance, like the G10 currencies, and despite this kind of dovish tone to the RBA, NZD actually doing a lot worse than Aussie on the week. I know NZD's doing well today, but I'm not really sure about that. Like, I'm not really sure why NZD is doing so much worse, to be honest.
What, than Australian dollar? Than Aussie?
Yeah, than the Aussie.
At the end of the day, RB and Z are looking at negative rates, though, aren't they? So they're a little bit more dovish.
Yeah, true.
A little bit more dovish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? So...
Brexit.
Oh, that nonsense. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
Your favourite topic, dude.
Where are we at with that? You know, where are we at? What's the deal? It's just back and forth at the moment. It's the crack.
Yeah. I honestly don't think we're in a different position this Friday, really, compared to last Friday.
Nah.
Because there's like momentum, inverted commas, towards this deal. Like, both sides seem to want it, but there's still not been any progress on any of the key sticking points, like fisheries and state aid and what's the other one? Level playing field.
Exactly. Yeah, apparently they're still,
so,
you know,
on the same position.
Exactly. They're still miles apart at the moment on those key topics. Dude, here's something for you, actually. Yeah, because, well, last week, remember on Saturday, they announced that they extended it for another month. They extended it for another month just to try and hash out a deal. But then Boris Johnson's still saying they're prepared to walk away October 15th.
Yeah. And the EU have said they're going to ignore that deadline.
Yeah. Mate, they're trying to call their bluff. It's this is what I mean. It's just nonsense.
Yeah. Dude, that's next Thursday. So actually, Brexit should be quite exciting next week.
Why? Because that meeting, the deadline.
Well, yeah, the 15th, that is next Thursday. So, it's like there's this brinksmanship. Are they going to walk away? Are they going to back down? Like, what's going to happen? I don't know. I reckon they'll try and wriggle out of it somehow. But
the thing is, dude, I think there's serious amount of pressure on Boris. I said this last week. He has to secure something because COVID, man. Look at it. We had 17,000 cases on earlier in the week. 17, dude.
Yeah,
that's high.
That was yesterday. Yeah, I know.
That's
It's
mad.
not good. I know. And I was reading this article, I think it was ING who wrote it this morning, because we had UK GDP data this morning.
Oh, it's awful.
That was for August though. So that was before the rise in cases. So September probably not going to be awful. I mean, it's not going to be great. But October, dude, Q4 GDP growth in the UK is probably going to be terrible.
It's going to be awful.
Because of lockdowns and stuff.
True, man, exactly. And well, actually, that won't kick in yet, but I'm thinking about the furlough scheme, you know, because that's coming to an end, isn't it? We've got this job scheme to take over the furlough, which is not as good. It's nowhere near as good.
No.
But yeah, that at some point is going to have an impact on the economy as well. Companies are still cutting jobs left, right, and centre. You know, there's huge companies, Cineworld, they're like cutting. I think it's like several thousand jobs. You know, so there's a lot of industry still suffering at the moment, and potentially, you know, with this cases spiking in the UK, we're going to have economic lockdowns again. They're starting up north, aren't they? Well, not lockdowns, but restrictions.
Yeah. It won't be like stay at home like it was back in, when was that? That was like March, April, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it will be like, you know, pubs told to close, everyone work from home, like don't meet with other households. So
yeah. And the thing is, I think obviously right now GBP isn't really paying attention at all to the COVID situation. It's just it's just reliant on updates on the Brexit front. That is it, right? Aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. But I think it's wrong to be like that, to be honest. Like, I did a blog on this yesterday, I think.
Yeah.
Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Because Bank of England thinking about negative rates. And I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, but I think the markets kind of think that they'll do negative rates if there's a no-deal Brexit, but probably not if we have a deal. But the thing is, we've just been saying about how bad we think the economy is going to be in the final quarter of the year because of all these lockdowns and rising COVID cases. So from the Bank of England's perspective, they might not need to even see a no-deal Brexit. They might just be like, right, we're going negative rates anyway, just because the economy's so bad.
True.
Because of COVID.
That's a good point.
Is not good for GBP.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's a good point. The thing is as well with GBP, it's going to be, it's just weird. Like the markets are just freaking weird at the moment, dude. I think GBP can just, you know how sensitive GBP is to risk sentiment as well. Like if we're risk on, GBP just some days is up like 100 pips. You know what I mean? So I think, until we get right down to the wire with Brexit, I think, I don't know, I see GBP probably just going with the flow at the moment with the rest of its peers, you know, and that's seemingly to the upside for now. Just that's the way the market is, dude.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's almost like GBP is almost as correlated with, like, say, stocks as like Aussie is, and like Kiwi and CAD, like it's almost as correlated as that.
Yeah,
weird one.
Yeah, it is a weird one. What else has happened this week? I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking like Euro's done pretty well, and like, did you see that little pop in Euro today this morning, because there was that Italian industrial production that was really, really strong.
Is that what it popped on?
Yeah. It never usually moves on that.
Yeah, but mate, well, saying that Euro's had a good week. I mean, we struggled this week trying to break down that 118, but it looks like we're pushing above now. Where are we now?
We're just at 118 now.
Yeah, so it's a big area. That it's a really big area. I'll just show you actually something quite significant on the dollar. I'm just going to share my screen because we broke a really key area of support. Let me just share my screen. Let's go down to the dollar. You can see this, can't you?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, man. Like, so basically I had this like trend line that's been in place since September here. See? Yeah. And then now we're seemingly breaking that. We're breaking. It was being supported yesterday, but now we've just had this momentum to the downside, and it just leaves it exposed. You know, it leaves it exposed.
Yeah, it looks like we could be heading under 93 next.
Yep. Yeah. What? Okay, now outside of elections, why do you think the dollar can continue to downside in your view? Outside of elections,
I think it's just mainly like to do with like risk appetite, as opposed to. I think honestly, I think it's like if stocks keep going higher at the rate they are, like say, because we're still quite a way off those all-time highs we set back in like the end of August. But if we just grind back towards there, then that is just negative for dollar. And like if Biden sort of maintains his lead in the polls, so it looks like, you know, it's not going to be a contested outcome or anything. If we do get a bit of stimulus, I can see stocks back at that level definitely by the end of the month potentially. Just gradually, like a little bit higher every day. Like, yeah,
I agree with you.
Bad for dollar.
I agree with you, and I think people are still focusing on the you know, this somewhat of a decent recovery, right? Since lockdowns, that should still weigh on the dollar, shouldn't it? Yeah,
definitely. In the US, definitely is.
And as you said, I picked up on what you said last week. It's, you know, on, you know, market theme, it seems like the default is always typically risk on. Markets want risk, don't they? The risk appetite for these riskier currencies, the stocks, you know, that's the default almost, right?
Yeah, I think it's because I remember when I first got into markets like 2.5 years ago, they were talking about this thing called TINA or TINA, which is called there is no alternative, which basically means, because, you know, like all the central banks have interest rates at nothing. Yeah. Which means all the bonds, if you buy a bond, then you just get no return on it.
Yeah, it's true. It's nothing.
Yeah. So it's like investors are like, well, if I want return, I have to invest in stocks. And then obviously that translates into like FX markets as well and helps like the risky currencies.
Joel, very, very valid point. Very valid point. Yeah. That is a very valid point. Like that a lot. Nice. Economics 101 there, baby.
Yeah, Tina. Remember Tina?
Yeah, Tina. Nice. Next week, I had a look at the calendar. There's nothing too sexy going on. We've got like labour market data from the UK, from Australia. Man, it's market holidays in US and Canada on Monday. It's quite a light week. Yeah, it's just going to be focused on Brexit and elections again.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. Well, any plans for the weekend?
Yeah, me and my missus, last minute, we booked a little getaway in, where is it? Near Dover, or like on the coastline, like south east.
You go near Durdledor? Oh no, it's not near Durdledor. No. Sorry.
No.
Not Durdledor.
What? Nah. It's just like southeast, but yeah.
Nice. That'd be nice. What, couple of nights or?
Tonight and Saturday night, and then that's it.
Mate, that's cozy, man. Get a little cheeky fish and chips.
Yeah, mate, fish and chips, yeah.
Nice, love that. Cozy.
What about you?
Oh, not exciting as you. Nothing this weekend.
Footy.
Just football, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, obviously we got back from Italy, so yeah, that feels like a distant memory. That, but nothing, bro. I think nah, that's it. Cool, bro. Good chatting again. Let's stay lit, baby. Nice one.